What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a proud son of great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube. Let the beat go. Except for I'm not in a good mood, so there's that. Got completely torched this morning. Wasn't pretty. So far, we're looking good here on the over of that Washington Yankees game. Also had Ben Raza in the premium Discord fire up the Yankees. I ended up putting up a nice play on that one too. So shout out my guy. Hey, I'm not the only person making calls there in the old premium Discord. It's myself, Ben Raza, who I trust with everything. Eitan Chandra, who I trust with craziness and insanity, and generally he's a mad genius. And then we got Isaiah and Mike, our MMA guy. Why would you not be checking out the premium Discord? You can still sign up for BetMGM below, and you'll get 2 months of it free. Otherwise, stochastic.com/Lindy. That link is down below as well, but so is, gotta point this way, Caesar Sportsbook. Yes, bet $50, get $250. That is paid out as weekly bonus bets of $50, including $50 that goes into your account immediately for that bet. So if you bet $50, get yourself $250. That is paid out on Mondays. Yes, so you'll have a Monday for 4 more of those $50 bets. Did I explain that well enough? I think I did. We're going to continue on, but remember, it's only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. I got to get back. It's been 2 days of just mush and disgustingness. And again, we're looking okay here in the evening window, and that Red Sox game just started. Please, Red Sox, let's get it going here. Chris Sale between 75 and 80 pitches, more than I think most people were projecting him for. So I am pretty happy with that situation. I'm pretty happy with this little honeycomb situation I got going. Again, we're going to have this already locked and loaded for Lindy's NFL. That is coming down the pipeline sooner rather than later. What? 2 weeks from now, I'll be recording that? But I'm stalling here. We've got 9 games here in the MLB streets. Also, that was kind of annoying, and I apologize to producer Jacob, not you. No, I apologize to you more than producer Jacob. He has to work with me no matter what, right? Right? Guys, 9 games. Let's get to the picks. Our day begins with Washington and the Yankees, and again, over's looking all right here right now. 6-0 in the 4th. It's now 6-0 in the 5th. Interesting enough. More runs, please. And then also ended up on the Yankees because of Ben Raza. Shout out Ben Raza, his bet of the day. Watch that over here on the Odd Chopper channel as well. Check out Eitan's stuff, Eitan's Essentials. We've got great programming here. Check it all out. But also check this out. There's a bunch of NAs on this side of the screen. That's because we know Patrick Corbin's going to be pitching, and we know he's traditionally not very good at the pitching of the old baseballs. Over the course of this season, over the course of last season, over the course of a lot of seasons, I mean, he was elite once upon a time, but now up to a 376 xWOBA with 514 expected slugging and 9% barrel percentage. Yikes. Not great. But on the other side, I don't even know who the Yankee starter is going to be here in this spot. They have a couple of different options. Again, Luis Severino might have just played himself back into another couple of starts. It's also near the end of the season. I do think Garrett Cole is on the table for being somebody who could be put into duty here. He pitched on the 19th. That would be 5 days of rest, even though they had been giving him 6 days in his previous 2 starts. So no announced starter here as of yet from the Yankee side. That's why we're going to wait with our hands on our butts, even though that sounds weird when you say it out loud. Cool. Giancarlo Stanton's going to be my home run play. I'm going to be leaning with him for a couple of reasons. 1, he's ridiculously talented. And 2, it's coming. It's coming sooner rather than later. Check this out. Aaron Judge against left-handed pitching for the season, 47 plate appearances, and now we're going to have to make that 49 because he's added 2 more home runs to the fray. 383 expected ISO. That's absurd. Giancarlo Stanton has a 483 expected ISO against left-handed pitching. That is dumb. It's dumb. Kind of like my lighting in here at the moment. And that is 100% on me. Where is Amazon when you need them? Need more things, friends. We're working on it. We're getting better. I want to get better. He just got married. And also, people in New Jersey, chill out. Taylor Swift. Real ones know what I'm talking about. She's just trying to have a dinner, bro. Giancarlo Stanton home run. Better than plus 250. I think we get it. Actually, probably not. But again, don't have anything else here. I'm going to probably bet it no matter what. You know, one of the nice things about this program for me, is I can do whatever I want. I can put whatever I want in that little Lindy's pick section, and nobody is here fact checking me. Nobody is here doing whatever, but I'm keeping track of my plays here routinely. And one thing that I've done a pretty good job on is avoiding games in Tropicana where I don't have good feels on the totals. I have a pretty good feel for what the total will be here if it is Mr. Lambert versus Erasmo Ramirez. Now, Erasmo Ramirez is the probable starter here. So again, everything that I'm saying here comes with an asterisk. But Erasmo Ramirez is not good at pitching. 58, 56, 47 pitches here in 3 of his last 4. They've tried to transfer him into some type of a bullpen role, but I'm looking at the previous Tampa Bay days, the last couple of days here, and they're pretty thin on the back half of this rotation right now. And Erasmo Ramirez, he pitched on the 18th. I think he is in line to pitch here now on the 24th in some capacity, unless they want to go dipping their toes into the AAA pool out of the middle of nowhere, in which case I can't help you there at the moment. Nobody's been recalled that I noticed, so we're just going to rock with it. We're not going to rock with Mr. Peter Lambert. I almost said Patrick. That's how much I don't care. He's been better of late. But he's also given up 4 home runs in his last 3 while he's been getting better of late. And also, he set the bar pretty low with a 5.02 ERA, 1.36 whip. Again, you pitch a lot in Coors, you're probably not going to have the best numbers unless you've got some filthy pitch, which by my counts, he doesn't have. A 44.9% hard hit percentage, 345 xWOBA. There's a lot of 4-seamer slider change, of which I don't grade any of them above average. It's probably why he's got an 11.6% barrel percentage that comes along for the ride. So if it's Erasmo Ramirez versus this Lambert fellow, telling you right now, I can put runs on runs on runs in this corner, and we can just go runs on runs on runs. Producer Jacob, we can go runs on runs on runs on runs. See that? It says runs on runs on runs on runs. I'm projecting this at 9 for the books. I think 9 is probably where they drop this line, and I would be insta-clicking the bet. So be on the lookout. Minus 110, 9 runs on runs on runs. See, I can do what I want. I can also do this and talk through theoreticals because, again, 9-game slate, we got this line, but we only got a couple of books that ended up having this one out. I'll double check for you here. As of recording this, I had 2. PointsBet, DraftKings. Only 2 had released a line, but at least they were proactive with it. Pat them on the back. And isn't it wild to see Los Angeles, the Dodgers, as just minus 125 favorites coming off of minus 215. Kershaw on the mound, and now there's a rain delay and he might not come back out. That would be unfun for some people. I didn't end up playing anything in this game outside of a small play on Max Muncy to home run. And then the other part of it is that they were minus 200 and kind of in an interesting spot. And why is that? Well, Ryan Pepiot is actually decent enough. It's because of my dude. Yeah. How about being early to the party on Gavin Williams? Because I said that fastball was major league caliber right away. He's throwing it 57% of the time, 25.7% K rate on the aggregate with just a 5.8% barrel percentage. That is awesome stuff for a guy that I just like the pitch mix. So pat myself on the back. You know, we've backed Gavin Williams a lot of times in these type of situations, but I don't think that I'm still going to be clicking on Cleveland at plus 105 up against the Dodgers here. And Ryan Pepiot, he's another guy with decent enough pedigree, not quite the Gavin Williams where, you know, first round pick in 2021, the fastball's playing live and you can tell pretty much immediately. Anybody who knows what they're looking at least can feel that way. Ryan Pepiot, he had an awesome start here in the last time out. He's been somebody that was expected to be decent, 3rd rounder in 2019. But he's got great spin on the fastball. That's the main thing that stood out to me. 2360 RPMs on that sucker. That is effective. I think that's going to be something that plays live as well. It's not going to have a 42.9% whip percentage like he had from the get-go in this one start, but I do expect him, based on his 2022 numbers, to kind of resemble a really good pitcher. 4.31 expected ERA over 737 pitches last year with a 3.47 ERA. Did he exceed some of his metrics? Yes, he did. But that first outing back, 26-year-old Ryan Pepiot, kind of like the stuff, I think enough where we are going to be paying very close attention to this under. Now, it opens at 8.5. I hope it gets bet up to 9 because I would really like to play it at 9 here. It's a little bit of a thin play. It's one of the more thin plays on the board. There's only 9 games to be choosing from. So I'm going to call it a lean on 8.5, and I'm going to call it a like on 9, even if it's -115 up to -118, I believe was the exact number. Let me double check. I don't know why I had to think about it on the top of my head when I can look at a sheet and just fucking say it. Earmuffs, kids. Sorry. -118. Look at that. I remembered stuff. Good talk. Glad we had it. When you see Brian Bayo, you probably know that I'm interested in backing him in some capacity, and I have a play from this one because it'd be weird if it wasn't Brian Bayo pitching for the Red Sox after saying that. It's him going up against JP France. I see London. I see France. I see no way to deal. Normally my brain can think of a joke there, but that's not very funny. How about I just... It's like in Wedding Crashers with the kids. Shut up, funny guy, and just make it. Okay. Why are you yelling? 37.2% hard hit percentage, 7% walk rate. Decent enough stuff from JP France, but just a 17.9% K rate, a 426 expected slugging. And as you look at him overall, I don't want to call him disappointing because you kind of knew who he was. Here's who we thought he was, but he's been really good against lefties at limiting power with a sub 100 expected ISO. That I find to be a little bit appealing just from a real life perspective, even though I think these lefties, when you talk about Devers, Verdugo, especially Devers and Cassis, we'll keep Verdugo out of this, they're elite. Those two are elite. They're elite hitters. Tristan Cassis, top 5 hitter since the All-Star break. Top 5 worst lighting I've ever had on me on this program. And I've done this in like Motel 6s before. Shit. I hate this. I got a lot of work on this studio coming up here. Going to be running an arts and crafts show here leading up to NFL. That'll be fun. We are actually doing construction too. You don't give a shit. Good. Brian Bayo, you know what I'm getting at with this guy. He has a great ground ball rate, 56.8%. He is really good at limiting the fly ball, sub 20%. And he throws a bunch of shit at the wall, across the board, 4-seamer, sinker, slider, changeup. And it's all done with the ability to try to limit power because he's going to give up hard hit, 44.5%. But friends, I say this again. We look at Houston's number, and you can't compare it with Yordan Alvarez on the sidelines. On the whole, Houston, over the course of the season, just a 100 WRC plus against right-handed pitching. And now you're removing the 100%, no doubt about it, best bat from it. Why are we getting plus money with the better pitcher, better ingredients? That guy's canceled. So Boston money line, yay. Thumbs up. They get a like. Half unit play, not the full unit send that we had here. Got to check in on that game. Son of a bitch, 1-0. Houston. I hate the last 2 days. I like this offer, though. Bet $50, get $250. Let me explain. There's a couple of different things going on here with Caesars Sportsbook, but no matter what, it's awesome for you. You're going to bet $50 at the link below here at Caesars Sportsbook, and when you do, as long as you do it before next Monday, you, my friends, get an opportunity to get $250 in $50 bonus bets leading up to that week 1, week 2, week 3 of the NFL season. So I repeat, you sign up at the link below, you get yourself $50 into that account, you bet $50 over there, and when you do, you're going to get yourself $250 total in bonus bets. You get a $50 bonus bet right away, and then you're going to get 4 more on every Monday left to go, and then that'll lead you right into the NFL season. So what an amazing offer. Also nice to be able to space it out at a new book. Gives you the opportunity to learn the ropes, be able to figure out exactly how to go through on that site. It's super easy. Caesars Sportsbook, you probably have heard of them. You probably are going to love them once you get 5 extra $50 bets for a total of $250 when you play $50 over at Caesars Sportsbook. So take advantage of it. Look at that happy individual there. He likes Caesars, that's for sure. Only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all, back to the picks. We've had some weird stuff happen with Baltimore, and I think we're going to have some other weird stuff happen because Dean Kramer would have been the starter here in this spot. He got his start moved to Wednesday because Jack Flaherty got scratched, broke him down, and then it ends up being Dean Kramer, Seinfeld Kramer. he also got canceled. It's weird. It's weird how that works. Maybe don't be an asshole. That's probably the whole thing, is don't say insane stuff. Yeah. Sad. Where does one go from here? Like, where do I even start to talk about this game now? Toronto. Oh yeah, that's right. Toronto Blue Jays. Jose Barrios, of course, my old friend. And by that I mean not my old friend. He used to play for my team, the Minnesota Twins. But yeah, I thought he was overrated then, and he is definitely overrated now. Even though after last year, he is kind of properly rated now, I suppose. 430 expected slugging, 327 xWOBA. He's made improvements. 23.1% K rate, 36.3% hard hit percentage, but throwing a sinker, four-seamer change, and then just really not doing anything to an exceptional level that merits him being looked at as an ace. Again, I think properly rated now because I don't think anybody would call him a quote-unquote ace, whereas they used to. And that was my problem with it. And we got really good numbers against Toronto. We probably bet against Toronto more than any team last season. I'm not going to go back and look and pull up those spreadsheets because they definitely need some touching up, if you will, as far as the old Excel. They always update it, and then it sits in the folder, and then you do taxes at the end of the year. You don't give a shit. I'm swearing a lot. I apologize to everybody involved. Let's go to the Baltimore side, and who I think this is going to be. And again, it's up for debate. That's why it's TBD here. But I think it's going to be Kyle Gibson if I had to wager a guess, and that's kind of the point of this program. Pitched on the 18th. I think 6 days rest, more than okay, even though he's had 7 coming into it here. So be on the lookout. Did Martin Maldonado seriously just a home run on Chris Sale? Anyway, Kyle Gibson, sub 5 ERA, just barely, 4.97, 1.34 whip. But when this number drops, wait for the number to drop, I have a feeling that we're going to be able to like it because I'm expecting plus money. And you know what I do when I see plus money attached to something in this kind of a nature? I'm going to like it. So you know what? I can break my own rules whenever I want to. Baltimore money line, a lean for now, but again, it's going to be a like as soon as it pops out and ends up being any kind of a play for me in any kind of a capacity with plus money attached to it against Jose Barrios with a Baltimore team that likes to hit, especially at the top of it, even though it's just 100 WRC plus against righties. Good ballpark for lefties, and as good as Brandon Belt's been for the last week and a half out of nowhere, I like Baltimore's lefties a lot more. Didn't know the exact way to talk about this one because, again, late season MLB, you're not going to know a lot of starting pitchers until right before because they just never announce them on teams that don't have anything to play for. They might call up AAA guys from nowhere. They might go bullpen approach just to limit, certain guys that they're worried about. I don't think the Pittsburgh Pirates are that worried about Andre Jackson, who I think is going to be the starter here in this spot. He pitched on the 18th as well. Key word of the day, it seems to be if you pitched on the 18th, you're kind of in line for a start. Or that's what I would think because he's been changed from a bullpen guy to a starter his last 2 outings against Cincinnati, against Minnesota. The strikeout stuff has come along for the ride, 5 and 6 strikeouts in those, but 3 and 2 earned runs, a homer given up in each, still a 1.27 whip. It's just a difficult thing to be able to project somebody when they had decent enough stuff as a bullpen arm and not really even good stuff, just strikeout stuff I would call for Andre Jackson. And then they have to jump into a longer reliever / starter type role. It's going to be harder to project those numbers because you expect the velocity to come down a tick. You can't just go out there and chuck it for an inning and a half, or an inning and a third. It'd be weird to have an inning and a half. How does that even work? Like a rain delay, I think. Anyway, pretty sure that Justin Steele is the preferred side of this one because Justin Steele is somebody that I just like to back in a lot of ways. 3.14 ERA, 1.17 whip. He's got the surface numbers, but the peripherals, 35.8% hard hit percentage, 291 xWOBA, and a 23.2% K rate, which is about as flat as it gets. 5.1% walk rate, 6% barrel percentage, lots of great stuff, and rounds it out with a nearly 50% ground ball rate, 49.6 to be exact. So friends, I'm going to lean Cubs money line here for sure. For sure. Hopefully Pirates, I don't know how they would get the money here. The money is mine, the money. I want to watch Vegas Vacation right now. But also, I want to see Cody Bellinger go yard. Sure, he doesn't have the best hard hit stuff in the land, 30.8%, but at PNC as well, you got to loft that ball. Hit it into the river, young man. Got to get some loft on it. You know what he does really well against all qualified batters on these Cubs? He lofts the ball. Patrick Wisdom, 20.1 degree average launch angle. Cody Bellinger, 18.8. In his prime, we saw him doing that loopy stuff to the MVP and it was good, and now it wasn't good, and now it's good again, and it shouldn't be, but he lost the ball. So Cody Bellinger home run, I'm going to be targeting that at PNC as well as Cubs money line if the number is right. Hit me up on Twitter/X. I'll let you know what I think about this game, but I do have interest. I do have interest in this one too, but it's really hard here because Pablo Lopez, 4 kids, and I got to take all of that to showbiz. Okay, get your kids. A lot of silence. I make myself speechless from time to time. But Pablo Lopez, 274 xWOBA. Petey Pablo, 29.9% K rate, 348 expected slugging. God, I did it again. Played with your heart, got lost in the game. Andrew Heaney on the other side for the Texas Rangers. He had great strikeout stuff, north of a 30% K rate there with the Dodgers, but 24.1% this season, still above average. And you're also getting a spot against the Twins where this is like the ultimate feast or famine spot. However, Twins have been way better against righties over the course of this season. Maybe it's my guy, Matt Wallner. Maybe it's, Royce Lewis coming back, even though he's not a lefty. Max Kepler, guys of that nature. But Minnesota, 25.5% K rate against lefties. That's the third highest mark in baseball, but just an 89 WRC plus against lefties, as opposed to you go to the right side, 108 WRC plus. So way better against righties, way worse against lefties. So I'm a little bit torn here on this spot, and I'm not sure how I'm going to approach it, but I think I might look at this as if Pablo Lopez goes completely nuts, I'm fine with the result of whatever I do as long as I have Minnesota money line attached to it. So I'm actually recommending a single game parlay purely because if you have Pablo Lopez go out and get his elo on like I expect he could here, I really want to be backing him in some capacity attached to that Minnesota money line where, hey, Andrew Heaney, still on the road, still a guy who's giving up a decent enough amount of hard hit where 331 xWOBA, 427 expected slugging, and obviously worse numbers against righties, and obviously a 10.3% barrels percentage that kind of sticks out. Also 9.5% walk rate. We're like, keep the line moving. Keep the line moving. So Pablo Lopez up to 6 strikeouts, even against this really difficult spot against Texas, who have a 115 WRC plus against right-handed pitching, third best mark in baseball. And if he plays well, I'm going to be all right in a good spot to capitalize with that Minnesota money line. So packaging them together, that's how I'm planning on doing this. Just kind of need to see that Lopez line first. We got the Oakland Athletics, the Chicago White Sox, and I thought I couldn't be less interested than in a game in a million years than that one that we had Kansas City and Oakland in the Coliseum. You know what's ironic? I had a friend at that game. Posted it on Instagram. There were 12 people there. It was a thing that happened. Kind of wild. Looked like a nice day in Oakland. But now we're not in Oakland. Now we're in Chicago, where the Seattle Mariners made me mad on Wednesday. That's for sure. Took the bait. Knew it. George Kirby. Why did I do it? He pitched actually pretty well. I'm not going to besmirch him, but I am going to... You know the bit. How much wood could a Waldichuk chuck if a Waldichuk could chuck wood? A lot. There's a lot of power. This lefty going to go up against the White Sox. And I mean, there's no Jake Berger in this lineup anymore, but there's still Eloy Jimenez. Andrew Vaughn's hanging out. Trace Thompson went yard today. He's got a decent power profile, somebody that, is really popping over on the odd shopper tools from time to time in terms of being able to shop for a line. Some wild disparity we've seen with some Trace Thompson home run lines, even though I have not personally pulled the trigger on any of them. Just want to highlight our tools because they're really, really good. They're really good. And you should really check them out. It's awesome. There's deals for that down there below too. But yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Oh yeah, that's right. We expect runs against Waldichuk, but I also expect runs against people named Jesse Schultens. Now, he has a 35.1% hard hit percentage. Pretty good. But a 16.9% K rate going up against this Oakland team. One of the reasons I also think it's pretty appealing is that you get in a major ballpark upgrade here for the Oakland Athletics. You get out of the Coliseum, you get here to Chicago. Why can I not think of it? It's not Citi Field. Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank. Playing stadium roulette with my brain. Nobody cares. How about you just bet the over of 9.5 and we can all collect money together? We can all pass go, collect a bunch of money. And also, the White Sox, they utilized their best closers, kind of, today, but, like, they're not good, and they screwed it against the Mariners, and they still ended up winning, and it sucked in extras. But I got a little excited. I thought I was going to get the run line cover, and then the Mariners couldn't even win. Didn't matter. Win by 1. Didn't matter to me. Just need to win by 2. Oh, last 2 days have worn on me. Over 9.5, friends. Let's get back on that heater, shall we? And we've already reached the end of our boarding walk, but it's a lock. Lock. Close enough. Reds, Diamondbacks. That guy like a 96 in the rhyme score. Real ones know what I'm talking about. You ever go in the Google thing and you search it and you see what it compares to? And then you come up with names like Lindy's, leans, likes, and locks. But really, I just wanted to be able to tell you when I don't have interest in something or when I need to see the numbers. And then I wanted to tell you a like, being like, hey, this makes sense to me and I'm willing to put a little bit of money on it. And then the locks, those are my favorite spots. And this is my favorite spot to target here with Mr. Williamson on the mound going up against Merrill Kelly. And it was insanely hot there for Cincinnati there in Anaheim. They played a doubleheader on Wednesday. And I'm not one to go out of my way to try to project a team being tired or try to project, obviously, Tyler Stevenson wasn't in the lineup game 1, game 2. He's in the lineup. Is he going to be catching here on Thursday? It doesn't really matter because he's not the most important guy that I'm talking about. But there's a lot of key players that have been in this lineup for both sessions of this for the Reds. You know who they are, the Matt McClains, the Ellie De La Cruzes, the good players, the guys who matter. You play in 90-degree weather there in Anaheim after you had a rain out. You have a doubleheader on Wednesday, and now you're flying to face one of my guys, one of my dudes in Merrill Kelly. It hasn't been as good as you might have expected over the course of this season, but he's still a lot better than Brandon Williamson. Merrill Kelly, 41.5% hard hit percentage, but a 25.5% K rate, and you get a Cincinnati team. They like to strike out against righties. There's no doubt about it. 24.4% K rate, just a 95 WRC plus with a 167 ISO. I think having a bunch of baseball, please just play into the midnight hours on Wednesday night, if you will, Reds and Angels. That would be awesome. But regardless, I think that there's an opportunity where the bullpen could be a little extra taxed. A lot of other issues, and that forces a Brandon Williamson into more duty than you might have if he gets off to a bad start. And it's plausible against the Arizona Diamondbacks. You're talking about a guy with a 42.2% hard hit percentage, a 455 expected slugging, and a 342 xWOBA. Now, again, I play Division I athletics. I like to think about things as an athlete from time to time, but I'm also somebody who likes to look at the data. So the data wins out, and it already is saying to me that this is a like play, but I'm going to upgrade it to a lock because I do believe that it's hard to be able to factor something in like how much it matters to a certain team or how tired they're going to be playing in certain conditions. It's not like it was 100 degrees with, 60% humidity like you ran into with the White Sox today and the Mariners. Fewest amount of runs they scored in the last 5. And why wouldn't it be on the best spot that they possibly can? I'm really mad about that day. I'm really mad about Wednesday. Unless the Red Sox win. But here it is, Arizona money line, absolute lock, friends. Just Merrill Kelly, do what you do. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know how mad you are at me for Tuesday and Wednesday. I know we had an amazing 2 weeks, but something I've learned about this job, you're only as good as what that previous day's, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so bad today that I can't even say what I want to say. Say what you need to say. Yeah, quoting John Mayer, that's not going to get it done for you. But head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays on Thursday's slate. I always see people over there chatting, talking away through their favorite plays. Always a good thing to be able to double check. I need some stuff hanging there too. Bright white wall. We'll fill it out, friends. We're getting ready for NFL Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. That'll be coming to you every single Friday. Be on the lookout for that before week 1. So yeah, it'll be September. September 8th. September 8th. That'll be the first day. Producer Jacob gets to hang out with me on a Friday afternoon. He's so happy. He's smiling. He's fist bumping. With the beat drop. Anyway, I'm not in a good mood. But not in a good mood because that was fun. Anyway, we're going to rock it on Thursday. Head to that premium Discord, sign up there. Sign up for Caesars Sportsbook, only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Lindy. Also, my name's Eric Lindquist, so you can check that out on Twitter/X, doing Lindy's Locks Update, doing videos for you now that I'm here in my space and my air conditioner works. Until Friday, my friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Thursday.